Alrighty, yo, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. So, first things first, I really need to get that fixed. I think I got repair kits now, but anywho, so what we're going to be doing today is I'm just going to go over my bit of storage organization system. Now, first of all, my system is similar to some, but not exactly. So, first of all, when I first played the game and I discovered you could do this with the freighter, I just put all the things up there and I named them how I wanted them and I organized them like anybody should. So, the first thing I'm going to suggest is go ahead and place all of your storage containers down in your freighter. Let's go ahead and see how my setup is looking. I usually use my freighter a bit different than most people. I just use the storage thing, and also my freighter is more of a large-scale refinery because there's no base. You can place more than like 5 of the large refiners. I mean, you can place, I think it's 2, and then you can place 3 of the other sized ones. And why wouldn't you use your freighter for a refinery? You could put so much gold and so much platinum in here. And I'm not even going to get on into my full storage organization system yet, but for now, this is my refinery on my freighter. It has over 19 refineries here. I am planning on putting a full stack of platinum and half stacks of gold and silver in all of them and leaving them here shortly in an upcoming video. But for now, we're going to get on into the storage organization system. So like I said, these things are called storage container rooms. They work as storage containers do, but they work on your freighter, and whenever your freighter is in the system with you, you can access it via here. That will allow you to go ahead and pull things from here. I don't suggest adding things to the individual categories. What I suggest instead to do is use the cargo bulkhead for kind of like an import chest sort of setup. As you can see here, I don't even think your freighter has to be near, and you can go freighter storage. I would not just straight drop it in the storage container inventory. From any sort of base you have all of your storage containers placed down, or your freighter, that's just going to cause a nightmare. You're going to have stuff going in the wrong chest. It's just not going to work out. The best way to do it is to organize your freighter storage and place all your freighter stuff down, and then I'm going to show you what I would do next. So, besides just showing you how I have my storage containers up here, I'm also going to show you one more thing on my freighter before we get out of here. So, we're going to go back down to the ship level. Actually, this is a part of my storage management. Most people probably don't do this. Maybe they do. I'm not sure. I've never heard of anyone doing this. But you can rename ships, and they can have very large inventories upon upgrading. Now, this isn't my largest inventory S-Class. Just so you know, my Fire actually has a larger inventory. However, this one is still pretty good, and as you can see, I've renamed this to Smeltery Mat. As I was saying earlier, I am working on getting stacks and stacks of the platinum done. This geodesite all will be converted to platinum, but I want to get 360 of it, and in order to get 360 of it, I basically just need to buy a whole bunch of this stuff, and then also, I'm going to have to get some ionized cobalt and a bunch of ammonia together. I can create a farm that will give me ammonia, but that's not this video. All I'm showing you here is your ships are also storage containers. So for me, I have a very large scale nip farm, which I haven't even been harvesting for the past few days, just due to the fact that if I harvest both my farms, I will fill up more than 3 or 4, I think even 4 storage containers full of nip. So I've been trying to figure out what to do about that. So what I've came up with is any ships that I'm done using and I don't really plan on using, and I don't know if I can just reset the name or I have to rename it back to the E Reforged, but that's the name of this one, actually, is the E Reforged. But anyway, that is about it for my freighter. My ships are used as storage inventories of some sort. I leave them all on here because they're all already on the freighter. So if I need something out of a different ship, all I have to do is warp back down here, select that ship, and I'm now able to access the inventory of that ship. As you can see here, this is my recovered inn. It has nothing. Most of my ships actually have nothing. The only one I'm currently using as a storage ship is my smeltery materials ship. As for Nip, I just have decided to use my Fire when I do Nip runs and just allow it to fill my exosuit and my ship as well as all of my storage containers. And I think I've added a 4th storage container worth. I just don't think I've renamed it to Ganja yet. I did just sell all of my nip. But anyway, on to the next part. I don't know why we took the stairs. We are going to be headed on into my first base example of another way of managing and importing. So I don't actually go in here and click this and then send it to my freighter and then go all the way over here, click it, and then have to go up here and click all this, because this takes forever. This is so much D-pad movement that I'm not cool with that, okay? If I have a way I can just click Y and send it there, all I have to do is go through a portal, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So we're going to get on into the first place I'm going to go to is my Point Atlas ship import depot. I have 3 landing pads there, and we'll go ahead and get there in just a second, so let us go. Alrighty guys, and we are now in the inside of Point Atlas. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and explain to you the landing pad situation out here. So I have 3 landing pads, meaning that my primary ship that is the current main ship, or my primary ship that's currently selected, will automatically be on one of these. And then I can also go over here and summon up to 2 more ships in this little spot, and then I just go over here before they land and I call the ship, so that it doesn't even cost navigation data or anything, and it allows me to get up to 3 ships worth of stuff all ready to be imported into here. So sometimes if I'm in a hurry and I don't feel like going to my import depot right away, I'll just throw a bunch of stuff on one of my ships and then swap ships, and then eventually I'll summon that ship back down. You can even rename the ship so that you don't lose track of what ship it is that you put stuff on, even if you just add a 1 to it and remove it in case you're wanting the original names of some of these, you know, Sentinel ships that you're getting. So I'm kind of bugged that my e-reforged, I don't know if I can even reset the name by a button click, or if I'm gonna have to go find a copy paste of how it's spelled, because it has like a weird lettering in it. But anyway, this is my import depot section. So real quickly, we're gonna make a quick use of this. So first of all, when you open a storage container, it only accesses your exosuit inventory, meaning that you need to send everything from the ships to your exosuit, and then you can of course just real quickly put it in there. So I actually need cobalt, so that's not going up, but we do not need ferrite. We need ammonia. We're not using dioxide. This stuff and this stuff is a smeltery material. This one is going to go up just because I need it for a lot of things. This is going up. Salt's going up. Pure ferrite, paraffinium, carbon, and O2, and then we have dihydrogen here, which I made a whole bunch of, and I'm going to put that up too. So, besides that, the only thing we have left is Starship launch fuel, which I'm actually going to be keeping on my inventory because it's very useful for when you're in a Starship. And then, of course, we have spool and nano cables and subatomic regulators. These are both what I consider trade goods. Anything I consider trade goods are basically things that I want to sell, but I'm just not taking the time to sell right away. And then one day when I'm on a station with my freighter nearby, I can pull them all off real quickly. This one I'm not sure I'm going to sell, but the brains don't do anything. I think I need to like take it back to the ship that I got it from, and the ship I got it from was a C-class that I don't even want, so I just kind of left it, and it's a stuck mission objective now. So yeah, I might go get it one day just to scrap it. But besides that, I also have galactic terminals in every one of my bases. I do highly suggest to actually collect these galactic terminals. And then, as I was saying, if you wanted something off of your ship, all you have to do, like in the exosuit, I'll show you what you do. So you click Y, as you can see here, it will show Starship, Freighter, Storage Container Inventory. Adding it to Storage Container Inventory at this specific base is a bad idea. However, we will get on into my final thing. So, there is one more thing I like to do. I like to have a storage import depot so I can unload up to 3 ships into my storage container and not be on the freighter. Because with the freighter, you're going to have to walk up to each of those tables all the way in the back of your storage. Then walk all the way out there to the freighter's main base, or main bay area, where you go get and select a different ship. With this, I can just walk out the front doors, select a different ship, and keep going. If I have to, I can even summon another one past 3. I've thought about redoing the landing area, but overall, this is a very good system. I do suggest using this. One more thing now, we're going to go ahead and see how I handle my farms and how the best solution I have came up with. We're actually not going to go to mycelium yet. As a matter of fact, this needs to be deleted soon, but I need to do one last harvest and, you know, just get it all cleared up. You know what I'm saying? So, Sky High Greens, here we go. I will be back when we load there. I'm going to show you my storage solution there for the Nip itself, and it's honestly genius. Let's go. Now, at my Nip farm, I am going to go ahead and harvest just one of these double biodomes here. If you have not seen my video over double biodomes, you can make it where you can stack 2 biodomes, kind of glitched in / on top of each other, so one pops into the top. It creates the ability to harvest 32 plants at a single time. Very, very useful. We are just going to harvest one of these real quickly just so I can show you this, and I'll probably harvest the rest off the video, as well as explain to you what I'm doing here. So, as you can see, I have storage containers. I have 4 of them placed around here. All of them are the storage containers I want to be putting my Nip Nip in. I will not put a storage container down that is not for my Nip Nip. Now, this one I think is raw materials 3, but I'm pretty sure 1 is empty, and 2, we're going to go ahead and change it to Nip Nip 4. You know what I'm saying. So, here we go. Wabang. Nip Nip 4. There we go. So, if I want to put up my Nip Nip, say I've done a big harvest, I can do this from any of these screens. I can click the Y button, select it, go down here to storage container inventory, and it will only be putting that in my Nip Nip storage containers, as the only ones I have access to on this base are my Nip Nip storage containers. So after I'm done harvesting my farm, I just go to my exosuit and I, as quickly as possible, go down here and click this. So all you gotta do is push Y, D-pad a couple times, Y again. If you didn't know that, that's the quick transfer mode. It is the quickest way of getting rid of that. And as you can see there, that was 32 in 0.01 seconds. Even harvesting this entire farm will not be taking long. But as for this system, you can use this for other things besides farms. You could also, what I'm thinking about doing is having raw materials, because I do get a lot of raw materials, and sometimes I go shopping for raw materials, and sometimes I don't really need to put anything but the raw materials up, so I shouldn't have to go to the import depot. And if I had a base where, like, maybe my portal base will get all of the raw material. So here, we're going to go ahead and summon our freighter real quick. Let's take the portal back up. We're actually going to go to the center of the tower just so that we get a better view of our freighter. I'm sorry, it's personal preference, but here we go. So, first things first, right here is where we're putting our freighter. Where did it go? What the heck? Oh, let's get back there. Well, wonderful, it's there, but apparently hiding behind clouds or something. So our freighter is up there, as I was saying, but what I'm telling you is specific bases, you could put specific things. So, like, if I don't know where I'd be putting trade goods specifically, just by itself, or key items or anything like this, but I don't access these very often, so I'm very happy with just leaving them in either my exosuit inventory or my freighter's main cargo bay. If you have not seen my S-Class Sentinel or S-Class Freighter Farm video, watch it. It's a very good guide. Even if you do not get the S-Class you want, you will no longer have to be reloading your save, and it will also be giving you 235 nanites as well as 1 cargo storage bulkhead upgrade for free every single time you don't get your S-Class and have to do the trick to get it to load again. But go watch that video if you haven't, but that's not this video. But as I was saying, usually I would just throw stuff down here in my cargo bulkhead. I know some of you may not have this much storage in your cargo bulkhead, but like I said, go watch my S-Class Freighter Farm video. It also has a guide on how to max this out for free. I might even do a separate guide on how to max out the cargo storage for free on a freighter, just because it's such a different titling and it does need to be known. But usually I would just stick anything like key items or trade items into here. As for Nip Nip, I have a specific base that I go to, which I always visit last. I usually do mycelium first, and then I go to this base, offload as much of it as I can onto the storage containers. I get all of the Nip Nip out of my inventory. I harvest this one, load it into the storage containers, and I'm done with Nip Nip for the day. Well, until I go to sell it, but you know what I'm saying. So, the other thing is, once again, ammo and mods. I don't get a lot of this stuff either, and I don't know why navigation data's in here, or a couple of the other things, I guess. I just stuck them in there accidentally. But besides that, you know what I'm saying. So, crafting materials, raw materials. Basically, I need 2 more bases worth of storage container setups. I need a raw material setup somewhere, and I need a crafting material setup somewhere, only containing my 2 raw materials chests, and I do believe my 2 crafting materials chests. Each would be in a different base setup, so I'd have a base where I could just dump a bunch of crafting materials at, and I'd have a base where I could dump a bunch of raw materials at. I was thinking raw materials would be way more important, just because I do come in hands with a lot more raw materials than I do with crafting materials. but that would just add a quick way to just instantly put it into a storage container that would guarantee it to be in the right category. You can do this, of course. You could categorize these completely differently than how I have. This is just what's worked for me, being someone who likes to sell a lot of nip. Like I said, I haven't harvested my farms in days, so I actually need to get back on into that. I've just been so caught up on getting us some nanite farms going on, guys. I've been farming nanites like crazy, guys, using my storage bulkhead method. And also, of course, once I get another warp, I'm going to go ahead and continue to farm the freighter. I did actually just warp my freighter here, which took away my nanites farm, which, once again, S-Class freighter video, go watch it. It is a great video you need to be watching. But I do believe this is about it. This is how I handle my storage. I've seen other renditions of this sort of idea, but no one really is making too much sense. And then they're telling you to take an entire storage container and make it an input storage container for some reason, even though there's already a cargo bulkhead that you can upgrade and make it to like 200 or 300 slots, so you're never really going to run out of it. And then once you're actually going to, at the import depot, what you do is just you send it all to your exosuit or starship. That way you can either go from your starship and send it all to your exosuit and then put it into the storage container. Go back, open your menu real quickly. You got the quick transfer from starship to exosuit. It's just way easier that way to use the cargo bulkhead as an import sort of setup. And then set them in there either manually or amanually. Amanually would be using a base that only has a specific storage container set there, so that when you click storage container, it's guaranteed to only go into the storage container that you're wanting it to. But I do believe that's a pretty good explanation and a pretty good guide. I am out, guys. Go ahead and leave a like on this video if you found it helpful. Let me know if you do anything different on your storage containers, or if your storage setup is completely different and maybe you have a better system than me and you want to argue with me. But I don't want to argue. So I do suppose that is about all, guys. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and keep it beast mode, my guys. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? This is the No Man's Sky channel to be watching now. Up and coming, let's go. 10K subs, we're after that. I don't even make money on this, guys, but until November. I'm demonetized until November due to an AdSense error, if y'all didn't know that. But I'm out. See you. Keep it beast mode. Let's go.